Sydney Bates definitely has her work cut out for her tonight and all weekend long.
Of course, Tony Polk at the bat at base right now. She has had 7 home runs all season.
Bates with a quick one outside, testing the waters. It's a beautiful 43-degree evening in West Lafayette. You see there Tony Polk, 322 average. She's brought home 13 as well, so you get her later in the lineup. She can really make an impact. But they're starting with her tonight. Swing and a miss on that one brings up the 1-1. And now Sydney Bates winding up. It's hit to center field, takes a bounce over the Purdue logo, and that'll get her to first. So Tony Polk hits a single. The leadoff batter with a leadoff single. And they've got one on with no outs. So up to bat now, Claire Swedberg. Wearing that 23 jersey. 21 runs on the season. She's batting just under 300 at 297. And she'll try the slap right away. A 1-0 count here at the top of the first. Again, if you're just joining us here at Purdue University, game 1 of a 3-game homestand. And it's strikeout cancer night here in West Lafayette. Penn State really trying to bring it on offense. Claire Swedberg, who's up at the plate. 1 home run on the season. She's brought home 14. And she'll get the slap off at first. They'll say it was a foul ball, so that'll bring up a 1-1.
Of course. So the last graphic we just saw, it said that Swedberg has had 14 RBIs. Her last game Penn State actually played, she was able to get 1 RBI.
And that was just inside. Burning pitch for Sydney Bates with a 2-2. Penn State looking for a little redemption. Coming to this one off of a loss to St. Francis University just a few nights ago. That'll make contact down the first base line. Send Polk all the way to third. Will she try to go home? Yes. Both runners trying to get into home plate. And it looks like we'll see Swedberg stop at third. Jenny Bahan all over it. But a quick run right away for the Nittany Lions to put them up by 1. And gosh, the speed on Tony Polk. Got all the way from first to home, made it look easy. Great contact made. We'll take another look at it. Perfectly down the first base line, and you see those high knees from Claire Swedberg as she hit the triple. Penn State offense off to a great start. 2 for 2. And with the lowest ERA on the team, Sydney Bates is not used to starting off slow. 2.36. These Nittany Lions not afraid to swing at it tonight.
Definitely not.
So up to bat now, Chelsea Beasy, wearing that 25 jersey. She's just a freshman out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania. 8 home runs on the season. She's the home run leader of this team as just a freshman. And the wild pitch is going to bring Swedberg home. So quick 2 for Penn State, off to a great start. Sydney Bates, just a little too much heat on it to the catcher, Alexa Binks. Not the way you want to start a 3-game homestand weekend. 3-1 count, contact made, high to right field, approaching the back line, and it'll stick right there. So that's a double at least. And Beasy's going to get to second, no problem. So now Penn State 3 for 3 from home plate, bringing up their fourth batter, Anna Deshays. And we've got a meeting on the mound so that Sydney Bates can try to regroup here at the top of the first. I don't think Purdue was ready for the fast-paced offense that this Penn State team is bringing.
I don't think so either. Of course, as soon as the first pitch was thrown, we've seen Penn State just being, they're just trying to let Purdue know that they're here and that they are a huge competition. So.
And actually, Penn State dangerously close to 3 runs. That number 3 has been magical for Penn State. They're 16-3 on the season when scoring 3 or more runs. They are trying to get across home plate one more time. Again, still no outs with an 0-1 count here at the top of the first. Hot start to say the least. Deshays trying to slap it away. The right-handed designated hitter. Look down the middle, might have been a little too high. So they've still got one on. 1-2 count. Deshays batting a .273 on the season with a single RBI. Freshman out of Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Faces the 2-2 count. And she did have a hit in the doubleheader against St. Francis, like we mentioned, that Penn State played a little earlier this week. Of course, dropping one and picking one up. This one's going right to the mound. An easy out, and Sydney Bates almost turned around and sent it to second, but a very quick Deshays got back in time. So low grab, great hands from Bates.
The third baseman, number 41, Justin Weber.
Had the reflexes to make it happen. One down, one on second. Sydney Bates facing Destiny Weber, who bats at .292. And the big leadoff from Deshays, of course, in softball, you've got to be touching the bag at all times. But as soon as that pitch leaves Bates' glove, Deshays is off to the races. Contact made. The throw to first and an out. And that'll keep Deshays on second base as well. Quick hands from Jenny Bayan. And a great pickup made by Lexy Huffman, first baseman. But Jenny Bayan was all over that one. A team leader this season. Bayan has the highest batting average on the team as well, so she gets it done on both sides of the ball. Here's Bates. Contact made, high into right field, and caught. And so that's the top of the first. Penn State off to a hot start, leading by 2 runs. Purdue with their first opportunity to make a difference from home plate. We'll see it in just a few moments. Stick with us. Purdue versus Penn State on Big Ten Network. Welcome back to West Lafayette, Indiana. Leading off for the Boilermakers, Rachel Becker. And Purdue has a lot of explaining to do for that first inning, a couple of runs. And so they're going to have to answer from home plate. Rachel Becker averaging a .345 on the season. She's played and started in each of the Boilermakers games. And, of course, atop the mound for Penn State, Bailey Parshall, who has pitched 115 innings and holds a .274 ERA. Contact made, got past the shortstop into center field. They can't make the throw to first in time. And so Rachel Becker is on. And the Boilermakers respond in the same way that Penn State opened the game with a leadoff single after the first couple of pitches.
Definitely. Purdue is just trying to show Penn State that You know, we're here the same way as you are. We're both trying to get this win. We're both trying to win this series. So, of course, you got to let them know that you're here.
Mallory Baker at the plate makes big contact. It'll be a foul ball. And that one's going to roll back to the circle. Mallory Baker batting a .288 on the season. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. So she's a good one to put later in the batting order to bring some runners home. That one's outside, the 1-1. And she is going to have to use that speed as well. A lot of infield hitting already. And she's making good contact, perhaps just a bit too early. She reaches the bat out on that one for strike 2 off a foul ball, 1-2 count. And again, Becker still on first base. And it looks like she's going for the slap as she's got her bat extended perpendicular. High to center field, it's caught. A great catch made by Penn State. They'll get the double play out as they whipped it back to first base. A great defensive move from Penn State. They're getting it done on both sides today. They came out to play in West Lafayette.
That was a really good catch off of a really good hit.
The diving catch into first base, I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. That's exactly what you want to see.
Definitely have to applaud the Penn State player. She just dove at the right time.
That was made by Danny Fay. We give her credit. Danny Fay made that diving save. Put that one in the record books. Now up to bat for the Boilermakers with 2 outs. Facing an 0-1 is Jenny Bayan, the super slugger for the Boilermakers. She bats a .387. That's the highest on the team. Most home runs on the team as well with 8. More than doubling second place. That's who you want with 2 outs. She watches that one go by. I agree it's a little too high. And Bailey Partial through 115 innings has only walked 31. So she's very accurate. Puts a lot of speed into that breaking ball, as we saw there. It looked like it might have been out, and then almost changed directions midair to strike right over home plate. 3-1. Contact is made, and that'll be a full count. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the first, nobody on. Jenny Bayan up to bat. Ideal situation for the Boilermakers. She'll make contact. It'll bounce in, but then immediately out. So it'll be another foul ball for Bayan. Penn State playing extremely tough. And they'll take a walk back to the circle. Bayan swinging to stay alive. And Bailey Partial looks very confident slinging this one back across home plate. She's got a plan, you can tell. And Bayan swinging at anything. Yet another foul ball. It looks like Partial's plan is to go a little high to convince Bayan to swing late.
Bayan's been hitting it. It's just not in the right spot that Bayan wants it to go.
She can make the contact she wants. You won't see that ball anytime this week. And there it is. High into left field and out of the park. Jenny Bayan gets it done with a full count here in the bottom of the first, and Purdue answers with a run of their own, a home run. Jenny Bayan's 9th. What a move for Jenny Ban. Waited for the perfect opportunity and found a ball she was comfortable with to knock all the way back to main campus. Purdue within 1 now. And take another look at it. Made contact. The confident saunter around the plates. Around the bags, excuse me, and then got all the way to home plate. So next up, Lexy Huffman, 319 is her batting average. 3 home runs on the season. Brought home 20 as well. And Purdue starting to get a little more comfortable. The momentum definitely shifting after that home run. An interesting note about Huffman, she's entering this weekend tied for first in the Big Ten for being hit at the plate 11 times this season. She shares that with Michigan's Natalie Peters. And last season, Huffman was only hit 4 times, but in the early stages of this season, she's already been hit 11. You can see her swing on that one, the 1-2 count. And so it's do or die from the plate. That one's way outside, so a 2-2. Swinging a foul ball, swinging to stay alive. 2-2 remains the count. Alexi Hoffman, the senior, up at the plate. As a junior, she saw action in 41 games, 20 of which she started in. And if you remember her, she plays at first base. Home plate umpire thought he caught her looking, but it was reversed at the last second. So 3-2 will be the count. It'll be a ball. So full count yet again, bottom of the first with 2 outs. Contact is made. It looks like it may, no. It almost stayed in play. Instead, the high foul ball down that first base line. Always a good idea to hit over there. You just got to keep it in play. And a big improvement from last season. Lexy Huffman on home plate. Only 156 last season. Now batting .319. Makes contact there, high into right field, and it's caught for the 3rd out. And so that'll do it for the first inning. Electrifying offenses on both sides of the ball. 2-1 the score. The Nittany Lions lead. Keep it right here on Big Ten Network Plus. We'll be back in just a few moments for the 2nd inning. Welcome back to Bittinger Stadium. Boilermaker defense set up against Penn State. Yet again, Delaney Elling up to bat. 188 average, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. Delaney Elling out of Washington, Pennsylvania. Sophomore year appeared in 47 games, with 41 of those in a starting position. And since Penn State lit it up in their batting order last inning, we are deep into their lineup. .3-0 count. Sydney Bates looking a little rattled, trying to settle down. Couldn't have been any cleaner than that. Some smoke coming off of that one as it flew across home plate. So the 3-1 now. Contact made off the left side. Will it stay in play? Yes, and it's caught deep in left field. What a fantastic play. And that was Casey Wilhoit. Wanted to be sure. Casey Wilhoit, just a freshman, who tracked that one down and made the snag.
Center fielder, number 8, Danny Fay.
So that's an out for Penn State. Not at all how they started off this game. Great contact made, but just not enough in it to get it out of the ballpark. Bates squeezes that one off. 0-1 count. She's facing Danny Fay, who bats 194. This one's deep into right and caught. A true test for Purdue's defense in the outfield this inning. Mallory Baker, the one to grab onto that one. Now Sydney Bates sets up for another 2 quick outs. Very fast top of the second inning. 2 up, 2 down so far, and Sydney Bates relying on her defense to get it done. Sometimes as a pitcher, it's okay to relax a little bit, throw it down the middle, and know that if it pops up, your infield and your defense has got you. And that's what I think she's done this game. 1-1. Facing off against Milena Livingston. That one's a little low. Binks was all over it. Milena Livingston, a freshman out of Detroit, Michigan. Not much NCAA experience, but 4 years of varsity play in high school. That one's over the top, 2-2 count. 2 down, nobody on base, top of the second here. And Penn State defending a 1-run lead. Contact made as Livingston swings to stay alive.
Probably should note this, that Penn State's last game versus St. Francis, Livingston actually hit 2 home runs. And she only has 5 so far of this whole entire season.
At 381, she is is Penn State's leading hitter, posing a significant threat for Purdue. She's got 22 runs on the season. And like you mentioned, Unique, 2 of her 5 home runs came this week. And she'll go down swinging. 3 up, 3 down. Solid inning for the Purdue defense. We'll step away for a moment when the Purdue offense takes home plate. You're watching Big Ten softball on BTN+. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bittinger Stadium at Purdue University. For the Boilermakers at the plate right now, Madison Douglas, the junior who bats .324. Penn State keeping their same pitcher, Bailey Parshall, who today has only given up 2 hits and a run. And that one was a laser beam down the left side. Douglas resetting. Douglas so far with 24 hits through 74 at-bats. And she'll face a 2-1. She's been walked 11 times as well. And that one looked like it could have stayed in, but instead fouled out. So the count remains at 2-2. A little creative freedom for Bailey Parshall in the circle. She could try to paint the corner and force Douglas to swing. Douglas takes a big swing at it, high into right field and out of here. Madison Douglas with a home run for the Boilermakers, tying it up at 2. The 2 times the Boilermakers have made big contact with it, it's gone out of here. So she follows Jenny Bayan with a home run of her own, this time into right field.
It's also Douglas' first home run of the season, so hopefully we'll be able to see more of her.
A great job relieving the sea with no outs in the inning so far. The Boilermakers have woken up. You see that big swing? And I don't think she knew it was going to be a home run at first. Kept her head down and ran all the way through the bag. Pumped the brakes a little bit there on the way to second after she realized how far away it was. Because, man, that thing is gone. And take a look at the Penn State defense. More contact made, this time into left field. It's caught right away. Tony Polk is the one to make contact. And Tony Polk, you see that in center field. Fay in center, Beasy in right. So that makes up the Penn State defense. Now to play for the Boilermakers, Alexa Banks, the catcher. She'll make contact. This one's popping up to the infield, and it's caught. So the Boilermakers very willing to swing. Now that they've knotted it up at 2, not much to lose.
Now batting second baseman, number 32.
Kendall Chase up to bat, the freshman.
Kendall Chase.
214 average on the season. Started and played in all 38. Bottom of the second with 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss to get it started. The breaking ball from Partial. She's got 7 home as well. No home runs, though. That one's a little low. 1-1 count. And Bailey Partial defending that 2.82 ERA. Another ball. Looks like that one's a strike. 1-2 count. Right over the plate. Head coach Boo de Oliveira meeting for a moment with Kendall Chase. Takes a moment to collect herself, talk to the ump for a second. And now faces the 1-2. Make that 2-2. So now in the circle, Partial resetting. It's a grounder to center. No questions asked, it's going to get her to first. Kendall Chase is on base. And so that'll bring up Riley Scott to round out the batting order for the Boilermakers. Take another look at it. The replay is Kendall Chase, the freshman, gets a single. Such a dominant Nittany Lions team. We saw head coach Mandolito talk to her team for a moment. Riley Scott warming up, getting ready to go. 247, no home runs, and she's brought 4 home. And so with 2 outs, she'll have to be very careful Can't sacrifice anything, so don't expect a slap on this one. Got her swinging there. A great leadoff couple of steps, though, as she stands deep into that batter's box and then takes a couple of steps to gain more power. 1-1. And it's risky, but Kendall Chase could try to steal here. She's 1-1 on the season. Here's a foul ball going right into the parking lot. Check your car if you're out here at Bittinger. Riley Scott will set up again to face a 1-2. Makes contact yet again, going to the same place. It's clear that she wants to hit into left field. It's just she's doing it a little too late. Count remains the same. This time it's manageable, but instead goes a little too far into the dugout. So the third consecutive foul ball off to the left side. And actually Sydney Bates, the Purdue pitcher, is the one to make the grab. You see Riley Scott, the sophomore out of Terre Haute, Indiana. As a freshman, she played and started all 52 games at the center field position. She had 50 hits and 5 RBIs. She batted a .326 as just a freshman. Big softball IQ, to say the least. Facing a 2-2. Also interesting about Riley Scott is that she recorded 2 hits in 17 games last season. That's who I want rounding the batting order out, but she'll fall this time. Welcome back to a beautiful afternoon in West Lafayette, Indiana. Temperatures just below 50 degrees. And the sun is out as Penn State takes on Purdue. Up to bat now is Haley Vallejos out of Chandelier, Arizona. Her freshman year appearing in 34 games, starting in 22 of them. And last time she was up, it was a fly out to right field. 2-0 count. Sydney Bates didn't fool her with that one. That's a lot of speed. So now Alexa Binks going to meet with her pitcher for a moment. Yeah, you see that Haley Vallejos flew out to right in the first. Sydney Bates has led this team in pitching as just a sophomore, 2.36 coming into today. Her win-loss at 10-5. And she's only walked 32 through 98 innings. She walked, I believe, none on the day today. 2-2 count. Vallejos resetting. Vallejos notched 11 hits as a designated player last season. Full count. It's hit high into left. and it hits the wall. So Purdue has to respond quickly. Gosh, Casey Wilhoit had no idea that that wasn't going out. Another foot and it would have been a home run, but instead it'll be a double. So great response by Wilhoit after she realized it was going to come down to get it with the bare hand and then toss it on back to the shortstop, Rachel Becker. Delaney Elling up 0 for 1 after the fly out in the second inning. Delaney Elling out of Washington, Pennsylvania. As only a freshman, she had a .346 batting average. Now stands at 188. She's played in 19 games this season. And this one's low. And you saw for a moment Haley Vallejos tried to make a play off of it, but Alexa Binks was ready. Now she's caught the attention of Alexa Binks, who I'm sure won't let it go easily. After you saw her pitch it right back to first so many times. And that'll be a walk, a 4-0 walk. Uncharacteristic of Sydney Bates as the team meets at the mound for a moment. Head coach Boo de Oliveira meeting with the umpire. Welcome back. Just a few moments ago, we saw the pitching change. Now it's in effect. Maddie Damon with a 3.82 ERA. She started once and played in 12. She's pitched 22 innings even. So she'll face off against Danny Fay, who flew out to right field last time. That was in the second inning. The slap, Jenny Bain runs in. They get it to first base in time. So a quick out made. Kendall Chase playing at first base right now. Driving in from second, Lexy Huffman was a little too far infield, so Kendall Chase ran over it and got the out. Great team play. Bain put on the wheels to get there down the third base line. There's another mound meeting from head coach Boo de Oliveira. Up next to bat will be Elena Livingston, who was struck out last time by Sydney Bates. And a pitching change already for the Boilermakers might indicate a problem, but just a slow start by Sydney Bates. And do you agree with the coaching decision to pull her so early?
I still don't know yet. But from what we've seen, Maddie Damon, she's doing good so far.
Take another look at it. The slap, no shortage of speed as she tried to get to first, but again, all over it was Kendall Chase. So they've still got one on second and one on third. And Penn State in scoring position with one out, facing a 1-0 count here at the top of the fourth. Lita Livingston does not want to strike out again. So the 2-0 gives her a little more freedom to swing that bat around, maybe make contact in a spot she's not as comfortable with, or that she hasn't done very often. Something like that. And that'll be a strike 2-1. Great pitch right down the middle, but they'll label it as a ball, and 3-1. The last thing that you want to see from Maddie Damon would be bases loaded here at the top of the fourth. Maddie Damon, the pitcher out of West Concord, Minnesota. She had an ERA of 5.56 last season. Of course, dropping that to 382 this season. She's going to walk and load the bases. Milena Livingston is on. And so no pressure, Tony Polk.
Lead up here, left field, 42, Tony Polk.
She'll have the opportunity to make this into a grand slam situation if she can really get a hold of it. 2 for 2 the last 2 times she's singled and gotten to first base and stayed there. Tony Polk has no shortage of speed, but what she needs at the plate right now is power. She's got to push this one all the way out, hit the home run, and score a whole lot of offense. Great strike from Maddie Damon. Big shot to left field. It's out of here. Are you kidding me? That's a grand slam for Penn State. And they'll send 4 all the way home. Oh my goodness, 6-2 the score now. Tony Polk got it done. Into the left field, not a whole lot you can do if you're sitting out there. Casey Wilhoy tried to jump for it, but this one was destined for greatness as the ball rolled all the way over to, it looks like, the Schwartz Tennis Center next door. The top of the fourth, big offensive drive for Penn State, and still an out to give.
Second baseman 23, Claire Sweatberg.
It's a real morale killer for Maddie Damon as well.
Kind of is.
They'll try the slap. That was Claire Sweetberg. Two-0 count. No shortage of speed, but Damon's having trouble keeping it in the strike zone. And I can't believe, I'm still in shock that Tony Polk was able to make it look so easy.
I mean, that home run that we just saw is her 8th of the season, and especially with that, coming into the game, she's already had 13 RBI, so I think Penn State knew what was going on.
Saw the look of confidence from Swedberg there. Freshman who bats 297. She had a triple earlier today. She's going to slap it. And they'll say that's a foul ball. It bounced a little too early. So 2-2 count. I like the thinking from Swedberg if she was able to get on base. But why not swing for the fences? Maybe because you'll strike out. And she does. 2 down. Top of the fourth inning. Penn State already scored 4 runs. Trying to capitalize off of an offensive burst.
Right field, 25, Chelsea Beasy.
Chelsea Beasy, who's gone 1 for 2. She had that double in the first inning and then was out from home plate last time up. Looks like she flew out to left field. Facing a 1-0. (6-2) the score. Penn State, of course, up by 4 runs, and so now's the time to be a little more creative. A nice shot into right field, takes a great bounce. And that'll get her to second base. Beasy with a double. Another morale killer for Maddie Damon. And so it looks like we'll take another look at what happened. See Beasy rounding first. She touched it and then went into second. So it looks like she was just looks like they'll bring in a designated player. So Layla Kruthamel will come in to be a designated player. A freshman standing at 5'4" out of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Pitch running to first base.
And we will have a pitching change for the Boilermakers. Echezarreta into the game. Alex Echezarreta, who started in 8, played in 14, a 5.30 ERA, 5.30. And she'll throw a couple of warm-ups. They're getting into this one quickly, so we won't step away. Echezarreta's going to succeed a short-lived Maddie Damon. Purdue having some problems from the circle tonight. Like we mentioned, Echezarreta has pitched 35 and 2/3 innings, giving up 44 hits and struck out 14. Anna Deshays up to the plate, hit a double in the 3rd inning. So now she's seeing action in the 4th. Goes to show how much turnover this Penn State batting order has. Deshays only a freshman. Facing the 1-1, make that 1-2. Shays out of Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Like we mentioned, only a freshman in high school. 4-year varsity letter winner at Unionville High School. Most improved as a freshman is the honor she won last. She won in high school. She notched all conference honors in her junior and senior year. And a regional All-American to boot as a senior last year. Full count. And that'll be a walk. Echezarreta tapping her chest twice, saying it's on me to Alexa Binks. That'll put 2 on for Penn State with 2 down.
Destiny Weber.
Destiny Weber up for the Nittany Lions. Last time it was a ground out. So she's 0 for 2 from the plate today. Looking for some redemption. That one high and quick. They'll call it a strike. If I'm Purdue right now, I'm thinking about how we can steal base or how they can find a way to make a bigger impact from home plate. Obviously, Purdue has seen quite a few defensive changes, bringing Echezarreta into the mound now. I just don't know if that's the answer. They've got to get it done on both sides now that they're this far in the hole. And with only 3 more opportunities left to bat, it's starting to get serious for the Purdue Boilermakers. On the other hand, if I'm Penn State, you've got to keep your foot right on the gas. So only being up by 4, Purdue could come back. Destiny Weber, a junior, started in 43 games. She'll hit to first. Lexy Huffman grabs onto it. That's 3 outs. And so it'll take us to the bottom of the 4th. Purdue will answer for a very offensively minded top of the 4th inning. We'll see if they can get it done from home plate. 6-2 the score now. Nittany Lions lead right here at Purdue University. We'll be right back. We're back here in West Lafayette. And the big home run that was a grand slam. Take a look at it. We've got the whole field to show you. Boom. Tony Polk way out of there over that Purdue logo in left field. And Casey Wilholt up to bat. She was out in the second. That's a 1-0 pitch that she faced. Now make that 2-0. Casey Wilholt up to bat. Makes contact into right field. Another great snag. This Penn State offense is all over it. And that was made by Lila Kruthamel, the freshman out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Made it look easy. Had to dive to get it because that ball fell quickly. Alexa Binks now up to bat for the Boilers. Last time she was out. So 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss there will bring an 0-1 count. This one's a little high. We've seen a lot from Madison Schaefer, who is taking care of the Boilers for the most part. Schaefer hasn't given up any hits. She struck 1 out and given up 2 walks. This is only her 15th inning pitched. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of her later in the weekend. Binks pops it up, and Schaefer brings it down. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Kendall Chase, the designated hitter, up to bat for Purdue.
Second base, number 32, Kendall Chase.
Last time up, she hit a single. That's .225. She's had a single home run on the year as well. It's all on her to save this bottom of the 4th inning with an 0-1 count. Fouled deep out to right. That'll bring up an 0-2. Expect a mean pitch here from Madison Schaefer. And that'll do it. 3 outs take us to the top of the 5th inning. Scoreless for the Boilermakers, who failed to answer for the grand slam that Penn State put on. A real show from the Nittany Lions today. We'll be back at the top of the 5th inning. Penn State up to bat once again. Welcome back to West Lafayette. Boilermakers pitching to the Nittany Lions. Take another look at this strikeout from Madison Schaefer. It's a mean pitch
Leading off the Penn State fifth.
with smoke coming off of it.
Catcher number 22,
That'll make a
Villegas.
swing and a miss, a reality to end that fourth inning. So now Penn State, after a great top of the fourth with a grand slam, have to keep their foot on the gas. 3 more opportunities to bat, including this one, assuming that there's no run rule involved. Alex Echezarreta for the Boilermakers brings up that 2-0. She's walked 1 on the day. No strikeouts quite yet. Hasn't given up any hits either. On the season, Echezarreta has struck out 14. And she'll give up a walk there, her second of the day, her 23rd of the season. And Penn State has 1 on for free. Up next is Elling. Delaney Elling in the first inning flew out to center field. In the 4th inning, she was walked to first.
Pitch running for Penn State at first base. Number 3, Krista Wagner.
And as you might have heard over the PA, a small substitution made for Penn State. Krista Wagner coming in to run the bases. She'll stay at first. So Wagner pinch running, a designated player. See her there in the 3 jersey. Great leadoff stance.
You can definitely tell she's ready for it, and every time the ball gets thrown, she's a few steps off the bag.
(2-1) for Echezarreta. Delaney Elling wants to make contact with it. She's already rounded the bases once after she was brought home by that big grand slam. Swing and a miss there. Great pitch by Echezarreta. And she caught her swinging. So there's the first strikeout of the evening for Alex Echezarreta. Good to see her get a little momentum. Still on third base is Krista Wagner.
Center fielder number 8, Danny Fay.
Danny Fay up for the Nittany Lions. Flew out to right field in the 2nd inning. Grounded out in the 4th. So 0 for 2 today. Laser beam over home plate, the 1-1. Swing and a miss there as well. Echezarreta has this breaking ball under control. She knows how to control to make it look like it's worth swinging, and then it almost changes speed in midair, something very hard to do as she's making look easy. Alexa Binks tries to catch Wagner leaving first base. Huffman was there in time, but they'll say that Wagner's safe. Now, as a freshman, Faye made 45 appearances and started in 39 games. So she has experience. Here's an attempted steal by Wagner. It's dropped. And it looks like she'll get on. So Krista Wagner with her third stolen base of the season. She stays perfect at 3 for 3. Full count, 1 down. Krista Wagner on second. Danny Faye up to bat. It'll be a foul ball, swinging to stay alive. Etchezarreta tried to get it done. You see the stolen base here. It looked like Purdue had it under control, but instead it just escaped Rachel Becker's glove. Not counted as an official error. This one into right field. It's a live ball. Wagner's going to try to get home. She's safe. Yes. It looked like Binks was there in time. So I'm not quite sure why. But Penn State will pick up another run, 7-2. And on home plate is Danny Faye.
Now batting the shortstop, 17, Milena Livingston.
So take another look at it. Here's Wagner winding up and then realizing that it would fall. Goes for it to third and then it looks like makes it home before the ball touches her. So no tag out given. Still 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Penn State now up 7-2. This one's high over home plate, 2-0 count. Milena Livingston was walked in the 4th inning, which means she's still 0 for 2 on the day. In the 2nd inning, she was struck out. And trying to advance that time was Penn State. This one's way too high. Etchezarreta let go of it, 3-1. Danny Faye still on first for Penn State. Not much of a leadoff. Don't think she's looking to steal. Maybe expecting to be walked to second. And that's what'll happen. So another walk for Etchezarreta. Her third today. And it looks like we might have a meeting at the mound. Bude Oliveira meeting with the home plate umpire. And so now we'll see Caitlin Moody take this circle. We'll be right back as Caitlin Moody warms up a pitching change for the Boilermakers, and we'll step away here at the top of the 5th. We'll be right back on BTN Plus. We're back here in West Lafayette, and Penn State fans rejoice because up to bat now is Tony Polk, who brought home a grand slam earlier. Caitlin Moody in the circle for the Boilermakers, started in 15, played in 19. 2.79 ERA. She's only walked 43. She's given up 56 hits through 77 2/3 innings pitched. 0-1 count. This one's outside. A big leadoff there at second base by Faye. Of course, you can't lead off until the pitch is thrown, but Faye always has a couple of steps no matter what the pitch is looking like. A rocket from Moody, but unfortunately outside the strike zone. 2-1 count. Again, 1 down, 2 on, first and second. And Polk, the RBI leader of the day, up to bat. She's been across home plate twice already. That one's down the middle, 2-2 count. This is hit infield to the shortstop. A nice out at first base. Lexy Huffman almost got it done at first, but Polk will be safe, and so making the out for the Boilermakers, was Becker.
Second baseman, number 23, Claire Swetberg.
So Purdue did a great job of being all over it. Nobody got back across home plate, but now they're in position to, with Faye at third and Polk at first. Two of the fastest Nittany Lions on base right now. Take another look at it. It's hit. You can see the wheels on Polk as she gets to first, no problem. 1-0 count with 2 down. That one's way out. And getting all the way to second as a result is Tony Polk. Claire Sweetberg is up to bat. You see in position there, Faye, who anxiously awaits the chance to steal home. Faye hits it. It's going to second and then to first. So that'll be the end of the inning. Another great offensive inning for Penn State. They're able to collect one more run. Top of the 7th inning here at Bittinger Stadium. Boilermakers setting up for the final inning of play. Take a look at this. Madison Douglas sent it to second base. The bobble and then the out just in time. Great defensive move by Penn State, who's looking to close out this game. Purdue's going to keep the same pitcher, Caitlin Moody. Contact is made and a quick out to start the inning. Rachel Becker, the shortstop, grabbed onto it. Quick hands for Rachel Becker, only a freshman.
First baseman, number 26, Delaney Elling.
Caitlin Moody facing off against Delaney Elling, who's 0 for 3, flown out in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, and struck out in the 5th. 0-1. Purdue has posted 4 scoreless frames in the last 6 innings for themselves. So when they get back on offense, they're definitely needing to make a difference. This one straight to Jenny Bayan. With her quick hands, she grabs onto it and picks up the second out at the top of this 7th inning. Boilermakers want their offense back. And so they've made quick work from that infield left side between Becker and Bayan. This one straight to second. Into first, 3 up, 3 down. Round them up. A very quick top of the 7th inning. And now the Boilermakers have one last opportunity to try to score 5 or more runs to either send this one into extra innings or walk away with the win. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th right here at Bittinger Stadium. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, bottom of the 7th inning. It's do or die for the Boilermakers now. You see the pep talk going on between Jenny Bayan and Casey Wilhoit, And Wilhoit taking the plate right now. Boilermakers looking to finish strong, making up for lost ground.
Leading off for the Boilermakers, the left field, number 7.
Madison Schaefer still in to pitch for Penn State. So Penn State has not changed they've changed one time, and that's it. Only 2 pitchers for 7 innings. And it's quick, but it's high, so 1-0. Will Hoyt is 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out in the 2nd inning, and then she was grounded out in the 4th. You can hear the intensity picking up. This one falls into left field, and so it's a single for Will Hoyt. You can hear how excited the dugout is. That's what I was beginning to say. Who have gotten on their feet here in the bottom of this 7th inning to try to spark a rally in the Boilermakers. Alexa Binks now up to bat. 0 for 2 on the day. Take a look at this one. Great contact and then a burst of speed. That'll get you to first every time. Alexa Binks up now. 0 for 2. She, again, was out in the 4th inning. 276 on the season as her batting average. This one's way too high. Will Hoyt had quite a big lead on it after the pitch left the hand of Schaefer. Still no outs. 1-0 count. This one just a bit too high. It's very possible that it might have gotten in the head of Madison Schaefer, that she might walk away with this one, from this one with a win. And so she seems a bit more frantic in the circle. She's got to slow down. Contact made down the 3rd base line. That'll advance the runners 1 base. Binks makes it on to first. Will Hoyt on to 2nd. Up to bat now is Caitlin Moody.
Purdue's definitely picking up the momentum, but I feel like it's kind of a little bit too late. Especially since they haven't had any runs since the 2nd inning.
The new entrance into Purdue's batting order as as Moody warms up. Purdue bringing in a designated player at first base as well. Moody's bats .222, as you just saw on the graphic there. And Purdue is bringing in a designated player as well. That's Rachel Crisco, the sophomore. Take another look into left field. Nice bounce. Penn State was all over it. That's Polk out there, but it was enough time to at least get a single. And as a response, Penn State is going to bring in a new pitcher. And so we'll step aside while she warms up. We'll be right back for the end of this game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A quick warm-up as a new pitcher takes the circle for Penn State. Hannah Shields, who has a 4.29 ERA, 2.4 overall record. She's played in 16 and she started in 7. And she holds opponents to just 286. She's only walked 3 on the season, and she struck out 22. So Shields definitely a closer type. A good decision, I think, to bring her out in the circle. And this will be interesting to see pitcher versus pitcher as Moody is up to bat now.
Pitch running at first baseman, Boilermakers. Number 9, Rachel Crisco.
Moody stepping up to the plate, trying to mount a comeback. Are the Boilermakers. Great contact made. This one again into left field. It'll advance everybody 1 base. Base is loaded now. Would you look at that? The Boilermakers mounting somewhat of a comeback. Loading the bases in the bottom of the 7th, down by 5. Could it be a storybook ending to this beautiful Friday night in West Lafayette? Penn State defense has got to move into on the left side. That's, I think, the biggest advice that I could say, because 2 shots into left field in a row have caused this. And out as a designated player for the Boilermakers is Kendall Chase. But here, take another look at it. Moody sent it deep. And that'll allow everybody to get one more base. Kendall Chase, the freshman infielder, is going to play as designated player, running around the bases for Moody. So she now resides on first base. And on second is Rachel Crisco. Will Hoyt on third, excuse me. Quick meeting at the mound for Penn State, trying to collect themselves. They were so effective. They had such a crushing lead for a while. And now Hallie Hickson-Baugh is up for the Boilermakers.
Number 32, Kendall Chase. Pinch hitting for the Boilermakers, number 1, Hallie Hickson-Baugh.
Hickson-Baugh pinch hitting, returning to play. He's not seen any action today. Makes contact with it right away. It'll be an 0-1 off the foul ball. And again, this game, the first in a 3-game homestand that the Boilermakers have. We're expecting to play at least one tomorrow, possibly a doubleheader. No matter what, you can catch all 3 right here on BTN Plus. We'll be streaming them all on BTN Student U. And I'll join you tomorrow and Sunday as well. 1-1 count. Hallie Hickson-Baugh makes contact again. No shortage of power in that swing, just not the direction that she's looking for. Again, Chase Crisco and Will Hoyt all on base for the Boilers. Will Hoyt in position to attempt a steal of home plate. 1-2. Makes contact, it's a foul ball. You can see how quickly Will Hoyt came home, given the opportunity. Had to be a matter of 2 or 3 seconds that she was already at the bag. Boilermakers really want it. So here comes Hickson-Baugh. So a 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, no outs. Bases loaded. Hickson-Baugh's out of here. She struck out. Now the Boilermakers will restart their lineup. Rachel Becker will try to mount the comeback.
Number 15, Rachel Becker.
Becker hit that single in the first. She was walked in the third, and then she flew out in the 5th. So she's 1 for 3 today. A lot of speed coming off of that one from Shields. And Shields added her 23rd strikeout of the season just now. Little momentum. Biggest thing for Penn State right now is trying to ignore the fact, at least for Shields, trying to ignore the fact that she's got 3 runners behind her.
Of course.
Stay straight, obviously no wild pitches, but beyond that, just focus on getting that ball over home plate. They had such momentum in the latter few innings. It's kind of shocking to see Penn State take their foot off the gas. This is what we were talking about earlier. They've got to stay focused, because when this Boilermaker team ignites, they can really get something going.
Of course, also you can see the Boilermakers are starting to also get super antsy as well. But I guess if they slow it down, can actually focus a little bit, they might have a chance to score.
Contact is made. It's into left field. That's at least one home. Will Hoyt crossing the bag, picking up a run for the Boilermakers. 7-3, the score now. It was a laser beam into left field on the ground. Had a couple of great hops. Made it past the shortstop Livingston. And then went all the way to Polk.
Number 2.
Mallory Baker up.
Becker.
0 for 3 on the day. This one's right in the middle. It's going to bring another Boilermaker home. Rachel Crisco coming home. Mallory Baker out. So 7-4 the score now. Boilermakers down by 3 with 2 on, and Jenny Bain up with 2 outs. This is the person that I want if I'm Purdue. If Jenny Bain does what she did in the first inning and swings for the fences, makes good contact, we'll tie this game up and need to go into extra innings. So meeting on the mound for just a moment. Obviously tense in these final moments of the game. Everybody wants to get the series off for a good start. And Unique, we mentioned it in the introduction a while ago, but both of these teams engaged in a tie for 5th in the Big Ten at 2-4. They share it also with Nebraska. And so this game carries a lot of weight as both teams keep their eye on the postseason in the next few months.
Of course, yeah. So they're in a 3-way tie right now. And, of course, even though the season's still going on, it's thriving, you would rather want to get out of the tie as quickly as possible instead of having to be in the tie situation towards the end of the season, which could also cause some trouble with seeding.
Number 12, Jenny Bain.
Jenny Bain 1 for 3 on the day. That big home run in the first, trying to do it again here. She has no outs to give, so she's got to take a shot for the fences. No infield hitting, because that'll be the end of the game. Only 7 innings in NCAA softball. On base, third is Chase, second is Becker. And Bain up to bat. That one's way out. 2-0 count. If I was pitching right now, if I'm Hannah Shields, absolutely walk Jenny Bain.
Honestly, that last pitch that Shields threw, she hit the snap like it was the man type of snap.
And that one's right over home plate. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 4th ball here with a 3-0 count. Jenny Bain can really change the direction of the game. Behind her is Lexy Huffman. Yes, and they'll just walk Jenny Bain. No surprises there. I would have done the same thing. But now the bases are loaded, so if the Boilermakers do get a home run on this one, they'll win it walk-off style.
Of course.
This could be big time. Lexi Huffman has the opportunity to change the direction of this entire game. Taking a deep breath at home plate. Huffman's 1 for 3, a big home run in the first. Oh, excuse me, she's left side into left field. That'll bring a couple Boilermakers home, make it 3. Big reaction there on second base. Lexy Huffman ties it all up at 7 with a big shot into left field. What a play for the first baseman.
She let everything go and was ready to swing. And, of course, we saw the scores that just happened.
The tides are shifting, momentum changing. You mentioned the Boilermakers were antsy. That's what they were trying to get done there. And sometimes all that nervous energy can come out on the bat. We'll take another look at it. Check this out. Huffman swinging for the fences, and that's exactly where it goes. All the way to the left field wall. That'll give her a double. Madison Douglas the chance to bring her home. If not, we're going into extra innings. Tied at 7. Boilermakers trying to win in walk-off style. A 1 count. Penn State just wants to close the inning. Madison Douglas is 1 for 3. Remember that home run in the first, and then the ground out in the third, and out in the 6th inning as well. (1-1), and Huffman is energized. Clapping her hands. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a burst of speed from her. All Douglas has to do is make it into the outfield and get a good bounce. That'll give Huffman the time she needs. She's very quick. So assuming that Douglas can just get contact and get it out of the infield, we might see a walk-off win from the Boilermakers. If you're not on the edge of your seat right now, check your pulse. 2-1. (3-1). Walk possible. It'll be Will Hoyt behind Douglas, if that's what happens. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, all tied up at 7. Swing and a miss, full count. This is what you draw up as a kid when you're practicing. I'm sure this is a special moment for Madison Douglas. 3-2, bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, 1 on second, and the opportunity to win the game. It'll be a walk, and she'll go to first. So now they've got 2 on, and Casey Wilhoit will look to clean it out for the Boilermakers. Wilhoit hit a single last time she was up in the 7th, making her 1 for 3 on the day.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7.
And 2 outs, obviously. Penn State trying to be careful about this one. Looks like they'll make a pitching change deep into this game. So take another look at the big 3 runs. Across the home plate is Jenny Bayan, and all knotted up at 7 is where this game stands. We'll step aside for a moment. Welcome back to a very tense bottom of the 7th in West Lafayette. Kylie Legenfelter is up to pitch for the Penn State Nittany Lions, bringing in a pitcher very late into the game, and Casey Wilhoit is the one that she'll face off against. Check out that 2.32 ERA. And immediate contact is made by Wilhoit. We saw earlier this season against Illinois State, Wilhoit had that 1 home run, and that was actually a walk-off win. So she's got the potential to do it again with the 0-1 count. That's across home plate. 1-1. Just a little too far to the left. Both teams logging 9 hits. It's been a very productive bottom of the 7th for the Boilermakers. Highest scoring half inning yet. Two 2-1 count. Pitch contact made. Foul ball off the left side. And so now she'll face the 2-2. Again, she has already been up to bat in this inning. She hit a single a little earlier. Now again into left field, the grounder. Can she make it home? Lexy Huffman slides into home plate. That'll do it. This is one for the history books, the walk-off win, and the Boilermakers win at home after playing from behind nearly all day. What a win for the program. They're going to remember this one for a long time. 8-7. Boilermakers top the Nittany Lions. Got to give credit to Penn State, though. They hung tough the entire game. They had such an advantage after that grand slam in the fourth. I sure hope we have another look at it. We do. Check this out, exactly where it needed to go by just a few inches. They tried to go past the shortstop Livingston, and it worked by maybe 3 inches. And then just not there in time was the catcher Vallejos. So a very memorable win to start off this series.